freaking out. He's like, no, you don't understand. Read the text messages. Anyways, so we went to Coachella. Okay, didn't you have one back then? Yeah, I lost my accent. I lost it from GTA. I did enough Barney St. Clair that my voice deepened. I talk down here all the time for Barney. And actually, Lil Foos, my voice, when you don't realize it, because my voice is higher with the voice changer, but when I was doing the baby voice all the time, I also had to talk like this. You wouldn't, like, the voice is low for the voice changer to be cranked up high. So I just started talking down in this register a lot. And then my voice changed. My best voice when I talk to your dad. Oh yeah, when I talk to my dad, I revert to a child. Because that's my dad. Hi, Daddy. That's what I say. Hey, Daddy. And now your voice just sounds cooked. Okay, I'm sorry. I was screaming a lot over the weekend. Okay, there was a point in the weekend. Okay, there's one thing that happened in the weekend that was kind of scary, but then kind of fun. So we got GA tickets this year because every year we get VIP tickets and they're a waste. Well, first of all, VIP tickets are a waste if even one person in your group has GA, because you can't go to the VIP sections because you're like, oh, let's go to VIP. And they're like, wait, I have a GA ticket. And you're like, should I be a friend and like leave them behind? Like, I kind of want to, but like, no. I should stay because, we have to, we're supposed to be together. So you're like, yeah, no, I didn't want to go anyway. So then you just do that every year and you're like, why did I even buy this ticket? And inside VIP, it is honestly, after I had last year I had a horrible VIP bathroom experience. The only reason, by the way, to get VIP, in my opinion, is for the bathrooms. Because porta potties, if you don't know, are, the bathrooms. You go to the porta potties and porta potties are a bit scary if you don't, everyone's been in a porta potty, but there's just lines. The whole area smells bad. It's RNG, what kind of toilet you get. Some people don't care. There's no flushing in it. Porta potty is literally what it is, just a porta potty. And there's just a hole in a thing. And you just they're disgusting. They're just flat out disgusting because they accumulate waste, from dirty people all day long. You're all dirty and you don't know if someone had diarrhea in one, and I don't know, or puked in one after someone had diarrhea in one. Like, you don't know what you're getting in a porta potty. So I'm sorry, it's disgusting. So I have a fear of them, and I think it's a pretty natural fear. Like, I don't like to open the door and get a little surprise. So every year I'm like, listen, we should get VIP because they have walk-in bath, they have step-up bathrooms. They have they roll in these things, and then they feel like normal bathrooms. Last year, though, I came face to face with a tampon on a sink. Somebody had the audacity to put a used tampon on a sink in front of, in the VIP women's bathroom. And I'm washing my hands next to it girl, why? You couldn't pay me to do that. You could not pay me to be, someone's like, how much, Leslie, for you to take your used tampon and put it on the sink so everyone can see it? So I was just I got so disturbed by that last year. I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter. I would have rather used a porta potty. And also Yvonne found this area that basically it's GA, it's just GA normal-ish bathrooms. So I was like, what's the point? Let's get GA this year. So we got GA this year. It was kind of, I felt really bad. So Yvonne's friend, he's also my friend. His name is Jay, and you might have seen him on Yvonne's coffee stream before. He plays pickleball and stuff, but he's one of our friends that we hang out with off stream. He's great. So Jay is the master of finding tickets, selling tickets, buying tickets, all this stuff. He's a pro at it. He knows a million people. I'm going, so let me think. So there's Jay. Okay, he said something about the tickets. Oh, right. So I told him, okay, so the funny thing is I always know that I will find my way to Coachella one way or another. I don't buy the tickets when they first come out because once I've done that, twice I've done that. And then twice something has happened where like either 100 Thieves or my agency has been like, hey, we can get you tickets. So I'm like, why did I buy tickets? So I decided this year it's the Coachella gods will find me. I'm not buying tickets. No one in the group is buying tickets. We're not going to do it. Jay does not operate that way. Jay's like, Leslie, do you have tickets? I was like, no. And he's like, how many do you need? How many do you need? And I was like, stop panicking. We're going to find tickets. Okay. Like we will always find tickets. And he's like, no, like, do you need 5, 6, 7? How many people in your group? I was like, well, there's technically 9. And so he's like finding them as they're happening. He's like, okay, I have found 4 tickets from here. Do you want them? I was like, yes. You know what? I'll buy the 4 tickets. I found 2 more here. Why 6, 7? Okay. Anyways, so then he's like, and then as it's getting closer, I'm starting to realize that tickets aren't happening. Like, I was like, hey, I was at the 100 Thieves San Diego trip, and I was like, anyone going to Coachella? And they're like, not this year. And I was like, because last year 100 Thieves got my ticket. And then I asked my agency, hey, so any tickets? And they're like, we can look, but yeah, not really. No, not at the moment. I was like, oh, so I was like, Jay, how many tickets can we get? We're actually at a shortage. We need. He's like, how many more do you need? I can look. They're really hard to get right now. And I was like, okay, let's just try to find as many as we possibly can. So somehow we were able to find. Peter and Anita got their own, and Foolish bought his own. So that brings us down to 6, and so we got 6 tickets, And last second, Mi Young decided not to come, like 2 days before. So I was like, ooh, I can sell my ticket. So let me sell my ticket. So I take my ticket and I try to sell it. So I asked, and I almost sell it to my neighbor, but she doesn't end up going because she needs like 2 and I only have 1. Anyways, Jay ends up selling it. Again, and then I end up forgetting that he sold it. Okay, so my brain gets misjumbled. Okay. Anyway, so the day of Coachella or the day before, I go over to Yvonne's place, and Yvonne is on the phone with a very stressed out voice, and this guy's like freaking out. He's like, "No, you don't understand. Read the text messages." And I'm like, "What? Who are you on the phone with?" And she's like, "Jay." And I was like, "What's happening?" And Jay's like, "Leslie, read the text messages." And I was like, what? So there's text messages from this girl he's trying to buy tickets from. And so apparently, what had happened, why did he need tickets? Okay, so 2 of the tickets that I had bought and like for our group were going to be picked up from this girl, okay? And this girl apparently is in the hospital because she has a stress-induced myopathy. What is it? Something, I forgot stress-induced. Okay, she was going through it. She was saying like the tickets came in late. She FedExed them, and then they missed that thing. Then because of all the Coachella stress, it sent her to the hospital. So now she's in the hospital waiting to get discharged. And she's like, "But I'll get you the tickets tomorrow." And I was like, "What?" And so Jay's like, "I'm starting to think this is a scam, but I don't think it's a scam because she's a mutual. Anyways, you don't have tickets, Leslie. I don't know what to do. Tickets are like $3,000 right now, ever since people started talking to Justin Bieber." And I was like, okay, that's not good. But we'll be fine. He's like, "Why are you so calm?" And I was like, we're gonna find tickets. We always find tickets. If worst case, we'll be outside of Coachella with a sign that says need tickets. Like I've seen those people. They like put it on. There's an app you can download with big letters and you type what you need. It's like buying Coachella tickets and you flash the LED. Okay, so like worst case, we're gonna find them. And he's like, "You are way too calm." And he's like, and don't you dare tell me you're going to buy them at some ridiculous price. And I was like, "No, Jay, we're going to get normal price tickets. It's going to be okay." And so I was like, just trust this girl, because I looked at her and I said, not to do detective work, but she's got a Orange County area code. Looking at her messages, she talks like someone from Orange County. It checks out. Like I talked like her, like if I'm a scammer, like, usually there's something that gives it away. But the way she's talking and emojiing and her area code, it matches to a real person that, I feel like is kind of like me inside. And sometimes a series of unfortunate events happens, So I was like, this girl it feels like it could be me. A valley girl knows a valley girl. I'm not saying I'm a valley girl, but like I felt like she was like me in some ways, and just having a really bad like series of unfortunate events that just, it looks sketchy because everything's happening. And he's like, stress-induced myopathy. What even is that? And I was like, I don't know, but like, cut her some slack. So